why this choice of becoming an influencer and promoting brands?
When I lost my father, that's when I realized that I needed to do something on my own. And financial stability helps in that to a great extent. And that's the time I decided I'll get into this telecom business because that is what I understood at that point in time.
But then how did you get into the brands? How did the brand started approaching you?
My life-changing moment was this March when the Women's Day happened on the 8th of March. So a very renowned brand, as you mentioned, they called me to award me, to facilitate me for whatever kind of work I was doing. So I thought they're awarding me for the kind of tech work that I do. But when I went there, they awarded me for my fashion and my styling sense.
A lot of trolls and judgments come your way every day. How do you deal with them?
कि मुझे ऊंचाई पर देखकर हैरान है बहुत लोग तो मुझे ऊंचाई पर देख के हैरान है बहुत लोग पर कभी किसी ने मेरे पैरों के छाने नहीं देखे.
3 words that describe you best.
So yes, one was Sinophilus, hardcore, very strong fashion enthusiast, yes. But I have people sports.
One superpower, if you can have, what would it be and why?
I would make all kind of marriages, irrespective of any gender that they come from. खैरात में अगर मिलती कामयाबी तो हर शख्स कामयाब होता. फिर ना किसी हुनर की कोई कदर होती और ना ही कुछ लाजवाब होता.
Hello and welcome to another amazing episode of Because She Can. I'm Neha, your host, and today let's meet Piyusha Sharma, who's not just an influencer but also a successful entrepreneur, socialite, tech enthusiast who blends business prowess with a passion for adventure. Piyusha's achievements range from gracing the GQ red carpet to being named among India's 50 most influential young individuals. She received the prestigious India's Most Inspirational Woman Influencer for Fashion and Lifestyle Award at the Woman Power Brand 2023. Also recognized at the 4th Asian Customer Engagement Forum and Awards, her journey is a global exploration showcased on her Instagram, resonating with over 204,000 followers. Join us as we dive into her world where elegance, curiosity, and passion intersects with the melody of a life's composition. Let's welcome Piyusha Sharma, a very established influencer. I must say that you're a dazzle diva or a trendy trove.
Thank you, Neha. Firstly, thank you for having me here. And thank you for such a generous and such a delightful and such a gracious introduction. It's much more than I deserve, of course.
I have to ask you, where did this thought came from of becoming an influencer? Like, you inspire so many people for the love that you have for fashion and in many other areas. Where did it start?
So about being an influencer, I never thought about being an influencer as what is an influencer basically. So I think it's a person that you relate with, a person you look up to, a person, there's a certain level of cash in it, that this is what I want to do. So that's what I call an influencer. But to understand how I became such a person, a people's person, I have to take you a little back in my childhood, I guess.
That's where we want you to go, from your childhood.
So, my childhood was very interesting, very interesting. It was shaped by a very hardcore military backdrop. And, my father, the uniform discipline the army people, the Air Force people have. So my father used to fly for the Indian Air Force. So I think somewhat instilled in me the ethos of strategic thinking and a lot of compassion and a lot of commitment. I think I got it from there. So you know how the defense services work? So every 2 years or sometimes even less than 2 years, we are just changing our bases.
Yes.
So that way I got a lot of exposure, a lot of exposure beyond confinement. Every few years, I was just changing my bases, meeting new people, traditions, food habits, cultures. It was all so different. And I was so fascinated by it. I used to absorb it a lot as a person. I was really a very inquisitive child.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's where it shaped me as a certain person I am today. I attribute it to a great extent to my defense upbringing. And I think when the social media thing came into being, I started using it as a platform to reach out to people, my views, my thoughts. And it was not always about a message. Nobody needs yarn in today's day. It was just about what I think, as a person, my thoughts, my aspirations. And I think when you are really authentic, when you are exactly what you are, it's very raw content, people relate with it. So obviously the follower count started increasing. Though I never call it as a follower thing. I think it's a very passive word to be used. We should say it was more like my social media family. And the family, kept on extending.
Oh, nice.
And the
Nice.
more authentic you are, the wider your audience base grows. And there are people, I think, whom I inspire, the people I get inspired from. It's a two-way traffic that we follow. And that's how I think this influencer thing came in picture.
So I just want to ask you, Piyusha, you did your master's in computer sciences.
I did a double honors in maths as well.
Oh,
Yes, I
wow.
missed that out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
those sleepless
amazing.
night needs to be counted now. Yes. Yeah.
So, an academician, and then you run a successful telecom business also. Then, why this choice of becoming an influencer and promoting brands? And when did this actually happen in your career?
So, before when I was obviously with my father, I had a very pampered background, a very high-ranking military father. You know how it is, especially for a girl child. Everything being showered upon you. At that point in time, I was a very indecisive person. So I wanted to try my hand and explore everything under the sun. So I tried hospitality, I tried hotels, I tried journalism, I tried, I come from an aviation background, so I started doing my CPL, I started doing fashion. I rather went into organic farming also. That point in time, it was, the in thing. So I wanted to do all the in things. So I started with that also. But eventually, I was doing everything that I could put my hands on, jack of all trades, but I did not know what my calling was. And of course, when I finished my education, things were all great. But then in 2010 is when I lost my father. I lost my mother like ages back when I was a baby. So when I lost my father, that's when I realized, I have this thing, a very blazing urge inside me that I needed to do something on my own.
All right.
And that is where I knew it was crucial for me to have that financial stability.
Right.
And that's what not only for women, I think for any gender for that matter, because it gives you the power to decide for, your well-being, your aspirations. It's
So
so
true.
based on if you have the power to say no.
Yes.
And the power to say no comes not only from money, but also the confidence that you know your craft. And financial stability helps in that to a great extent.
I agree.
Irrespective what your father, your boyfriend, your husband, your brother does, what are you as a person? That is what I knew that it was essential for me. And that's the time I decided I'll get into this telecom business because that is what I understood at that point in time. And for me, there was never a second choice. There was never an option A, B, C. This is what I wanted to do. I knew I have to make a mark in the industry. I have to carve my own niche. And there was never any other choice. I was working with, those blinders on. At the peak of my teens, I just knew this is what I need to do. And I don't know if you believe on any astrology, but I'm a Taurian. I'm a hardcore Taurian.
Yeah, I've read that often, like hardcore Taurian. Why is that? What is
stubborn people?
Yeah, what is that quality that you really love about Taurian? Because you really put it in everything that you write about yourself.
So because people who think that I'm very stubborn, I want them to understand it's not me, it's the stars doing it. But
No,
I'm very
that's
stubborn.
completely you.
So when something gets in my head, you cannot move it from there. This is what I want.
Right.
And that's when I started my business, and God had been kind. And I was always, because I was always related with people to a great extent. That warmth and that support from a lot of people in that field, it really helped me in doing what I did. And that's how I think we started.
So, what was the kickstart moment? Or if I may ask, so what is that steps that somebody should follow to become like an influencer of your kind?
So first of all, you don't have to think about being an influencer.
Okay.
It's not I would say it's not a title that you go after with. You just be what you are as a person. If people relate to you, if people find that what you're saying is making some sense to them, it's changing their life in a certain better manner, I think that connection automatically develops.
But then how did you get into the brands? How did the brands started approaching you? There must be some things that you would have done because I'm sure getting 200,000 followers is not easy.
So for me, I'll tell you. So when I started this tech business, now we are in a lot of countries. We are almost 54 countries, and we get a lot of awards globally, like to online gaming. And because of India, I'm not going to discuss much. A lot of online gaming, and that's very in thing nowadays.
Right.
So we make a lot of revenue out of it. So I was getting a lot of awards. And then what happened? My life-changing moment was this March when the Women's Day happened on the 8th of March. So a very renowned brand, as you mentioned, they called me to award me, to facilitate me for whatever kind of work I was doing. And I went there all set, my business and everything else all set. So I thought they're awarding me for the kind of tech work that I do.
Okay.
And that's obviously a lot of employment that's generated, a lot of revenue that is going. So that's what I went for. But when I went there, they awarded me for my fashion and my styling sense. And that's when somehow it kind of arose inside me that maybe I'm doing something right.
Right.
Maybe, I didn't realize it, but sometimes somebody else, God sends people to give you that vibration. this is the part, it's time to follow your inner calling.
True.
Whatever untapped potential you have been having all these years, get out, explore, have the audacity, dream. And that's where I thought professionally that, yeah, let me think about it if I can make a mark here in this industry as well. This has been my passion forever. So there was no second thought about it. But it was like a long lost love. And I
Nice.
found it back in March. And yeah, we are having a very strong
So that really
relationship.
boosted your confidence
It did.
about that.
It was, Miss Swara Bhaskar, Mr. Aritam Chaudhary, people of that caliber, that cadre, when they approve you for what you're doing, trust me, it's very motivating.
But having said that, a lot of trolls and judgments come your way every day. How do you deal with them?
So, as in Hindi, how we say, कि मुझे ऊंचाई पर देखकर हैरान है बहुत लोग ना मुझे ऊंचाई पर देख के हैरान है बहुत लोग पर कभी किसी ने मेरे पैरों के छाने नहीं देखे so I have been through a lot of it but मुझसे कोई देखना ही नहीं चाहता people just they are ready to see okay you are at a certain level not just because maybe you look decent enough or you're a, whatever the way you speak they pass judgment अच्छा ये तो ऐसे ही आए होंगे nobody wants to see the brain the effort or whatever goes behind it as I said, when I was working, it was with blinders on. There was nothing else for me. Even my prayers, जब मैं सोती थी ना मैं रात में last thought भी यही था my company और जब मैं उठती थी the moment I was back to my senses, that was the only thought I had.
Okay.
There was nothing else I could think about. So this is where I think there was a lot of effort went, but irrespective of how people judge it. So whether you talk about a corporate field or you talk about a fashion field, which field do I start with first?
Corporate field.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we as women, not only women who are in power, but in general, from anyone, from house workers to anyone you talk about, we face multifaceted challenges every day. Challenges, obviously, pervasive gender bias that we go through, stereotypes. And, there's a very delicate balance that we have to maintain about being assertive, at the same time, how people expect women to behave, a societal expectation out of you. वो जरा सा भी ऊपर नीचे होता है ना, people take it on their ego. And it's not only India, it happens worldwide.
Yes.
So we always have a dearth of mentorship. I don't know why. We have a severe dearth of mentorship as women. And the people are resistant to still women in power. And it's not only men. You would see women equally are resistant to being under power with women.
Yes.
I don't know why is that. So we as women also sometimes women put their bosses down. Just
Yes.
being women. So it's always we have that relentless pursuit to shatter the glass ceiling. To substantiate my own capabilities, I have to work harder to show than any other gender. So this is where workplace thing I always have been through. Though I was fortunate enough that people did not doubt me a lot or belittle me a lot because I had a very assertive personality, like a no shit, no nonsense personality. So it worked for me. But yes, it does affect you in a lot of manner. For me, it was never a rosy picture when it came to judgments. I went through a lot of it. Because maybe the way I speak, or maybe the way I dress up, or maybe a general character, a lot of things I went through. People don't take you seriously only because of a certain way you dress up. Could you find it?
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's stupid, but that's how it is. They don't want to see the brain. They don't want to see anything else. It's just about what as a personality you are. So yeah, I went through a lot of it. But on the social media front, yeah, this is also very interesting. We have trollers all the time. The easiest thing in the world to do, easiest thing on this planet to do is to sit behind a computer screen and pass judgment on anyone without even being in their shoes, without even understanding what
it is so easy to comment on anybody on the social media.
Easiest thing.
But that definitely comes to your head. It affects you.
It used to affect me to a great extent, but I think selective hearing, it really helps.
Really.
Selective memory and selective hearing, they're your best friends when you're at this industry. And I don't know how to put it across, but somebody sitting behind a computer screen who's not even showing that identity on the internet. No name, no identity, some fake random cool guy for 2 names. And they'll say random things about you. But I think these people, they're very insecure in their own self. They're very insecure. And, all we can do is send a lot of love to them. And I hope, things get better. But if somebody comes to me in person and tells me, wait, this is where you are wrong, I'll introspect, I'll absorb it.
Correct.
But have the guts to come in front of me, no. Not behind from a dark world of where nobody knows you and you're just passing random comment.
True.
So, but then I think that's what I said, selective hearing, and you need to have a lot of self now.
Yes.
You need to believe what you do. If you do that, you will not be bothered. I mean, so उनका तो काम ही है बोलना, बोलेंगे नहीं तो क्या? But this is how I believe in. So
true. So on that note, something or some cause that is very close to your heart, or something that you would like to work in future.
But there are a lot of causes for that matter. I mean, I would really love to work for the LGBTQ community, of course. I mean, all if you talk about my best friends, most of them come from that community and the nicest people that I've ever come across.
Okay.
So genuine and hard. And other than that, I was telling that I'm very close to my dog. I'm a hard person of this. So yeah, that is one thing I really want to work on.
Yes, we wanted to come on that. You are a cynophilist.
Hardcore, yes. I mean, I love dogs. I associate with a lot of NGOs. My house is like a dharamshala only for dogs, for nobody else. So if I find, especially with summers, it happens a lot. So I really wanted to put across because they find shade and they go inside, our cars and they sit there. And it's not difficult for us to just honk and wait for 10 seconds.
Sure.
It doesn't take that much of an effort.
I so
But
agree.
people don't do that. Every 3 or 4 days when it speaks about, I have dogs, where the tires have run over, legs gone, this one and gone. I don't know why it's so difficult. I mean, हमारा ऐसा कोई rocket तो छूट नहीं रहा. We can wait for 10 seconds and let them get out. So I get them to my house. I make sure we have a lot of vet doctors who work in a very social manner with us, with the least amount
Oh, very
of
nice.
charge. They're very established, reputed ones who do it, and they don't even show it around. They do it just because they want to do it. So we get them home, keep them for 50 days, and then we leave them back on the road or try finding them a foster home.
So you work a lot around the
This is what I
dogs.
love doing. I mean, this is something I feel good about. It's not for anybody else. I don't even put it on social media because it's not something I.
This is very true to your heart.
It's close to
But
me.
that's you. I think you should put it on the social media. You don't want to influence people for the right causes. Do you ever, that thought comes across your mind ever?
Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? See, you are not only the influential person, but you're inspirational also, as what your award said. So I think you may inspire a lot of people for doing right things.
Big shoes to fill.
So since we've been talking about the social causes and the good causes that you can stand for, have you ever thought about sustainable fashion or eco-friendly fashion or something that you already do currently in your lifestyle?
I'm so glad in these last few years it has been very prominent in the fashion industry. It wasn't there a few decades ago, but now
Yes.
it's really picking up. And it's kind of a legacy, we leave behind for our generations. If you are a fashion enthusiast, if you take a dive into the world of great fashion, it's a very transformative journey. It's a very fulfilling journey because you know that you are doing it for the betterment. You're fulfilling your aspirations, but also the betterment of the fashion industry.
Mhm.
Now, how do I promote great fashion? I work with a lot of brands. The moment they say sustainable fashion, I'm on it,
Mhm.
because I work with brands which I resonate with.
Yes.
It's close to my heart.
Mhm.
So how do I do it? There's a certain points I follow. I upcycle a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. People come to my page and say, "Top it up, pehna tha, it's okay."
Is that such a big issue when people repeat their clothes? I don't understand that part.
They are clean, they're ironed, and they look good. And what is I feel a lot of looks.
Yeah.
If I'm wearing this dress today in this manner,
You'll change it in some other fashion. Yeah, of
like
course.
let's say I'm wearing something to
Right, right.
Now, so you go jeans ke saath, a short ke saath, with the cape on, with the boots on, and make different looks. But I reveal a lot of stuff. And if you go to these old city markets, there are a lot of thrift shops in
Yes.
stores, and they have the sexiest of fashion.
Uh-huh.
So this is what you should be doing. Promote a lot of local artisans because maybe they don't have that much of an access. If you talk about sustainable fashion, चाहे वो बनारस से हुए, चाहे वो Sangameri print or Lahiri art, this is their sustainable fashion we talk about. When I buy clothing, I make a conscious effort to buy more of, let's say, organic cotton or recyclable stuff. This is what you should be doing. So a lot of mix and match, I totally believe in it. And I think this is what I'm going to leave a legacy behind. So it's good for planet, good for us. So yeah, a lot of great fashion. I have worked with a lot of brands over the past few months and who talk about it and who are actually following it.
Right. So you have worked with so many brands, so many popular brands. Do you have any unsaid rules that you set before signing up for them?
So yeah, very recently, it was just last week, there was this brand, it's into online gaming.
Yeah.
I also do online gaming, but I don't do gambling. It's a
Okay.
very thin line between these two, So online gaming is always something that you use to, the more games you play, your neural ways open up and you have, okay, that's a different scenario. But a brand approached me, they were into online gambling.
Okay.
And they put it across in a manner because India obviously does not allow it or that. They put it in a manner of packaged idea where you promote it, but it doesn't come as a gambling.
Right.
And they offer you a hell lot of money compared to any other brand. I think everything which is illegal comes with a lot of money.
Yes.
That's a fact of life. Anything that is prohibited comes with a lot of privilege. So, but then I was sure. I said, no, I would not because I have a lot of, my following is mostly Instagram is analytics where you go and you see. So mine is mostly 18 to 35. And that's a very impressionable age, you know, that
Absolutely.
18, 19.
Mhm.
And if because a certain monetary benefit, you are passing on a wrong message, spoiling even one life, would you be able to ever live in that guilt? I would never ever do something which
Very nice.
you know,
So these are the lines that you've already drawn for yourself. All right. So now we have a very interesting, fun section with Piyusha, and especially for her followers to delve a little more into her life. Let's enjoy that. Fashion statement: classic elegance or bold and edgy?
border class.
You have mixed both.
Yes, I do. And that's what I always do. You know, but there's a very thin line between being bold and being graceful at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I just know how to tread that path.
Oh, very nice. Food indulgence: fine dining or street?
Street food all the time.
All right.
I'm a Indian girl, yeah, who doesn't love pani puri with toast, yeah.
Fashion must have statement jewelry or a designer handbag?
I like fashion to be very me. I do not want to get at the hassles of, though I have a huge collection of handbags. Employee who are dedicated to it, but I'm not a handbag or a fashion person. I'm more like comfort chic fashion.
Okay. All right. That's you. I like that.
Totally me, yes.
Activity preference: skydiving or a luxury spa day?
Obviously, luxury is parted. I again told you I'm a hardcore Taurian, you know, so we are very much into sensual
And
things.
pampering ourselves.
Yes,
Huh?
absolutely. You know, we are the center of our own universe.
Very nice. Okay. Style inspiration: vintage fashion or futuristic trends?
So fashion has to be futuristic, yes. But I'm a great fan of, you know, those classic British styles. I wear a lot of Burberry for that matter.
Okay.
And I love the vintage British vibe to me. But again, depends on the mood. I think depends on your mindset, what you are.
Now that's actually a very short answer that I need,
Okay.
right?
Oh, that's difficult for me. Okay.
Place you'd like to travel next?
I have a bit of Cherrapunji. That's been on my mind. That's close to Meghalaya. We have this place.
What's your go-to comfort food?
Dal chawal. Jelly, dal chawal with some nimu ka achar is.
3 words that describe you best.
So yes, one was Sinophilus, hardcore, very strong fashion enthusiast. Yes, I love to explore.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the correct word, I don't know what's the one word for it, but I have people's person.
Oh, yeah.
This is, I think, what defines me, what my friends tell me.
Okay. And I'm giving you one word: curious. It's a very simple word, but I think curiosity is in your blood.
Not questions.
I can feel that. One superpower, if you can have, what would it be and why?
I would make all kind of marriages, all kind, irrespective of any gender that we come from, either in India.
So, Piyusha, you are a mother of an 8-year-old daughter. There are a lot of thoughts around feminism and a lot of different sides to feminism, I'd say. How do you connect, and what kind of legacy that you think you'd like to leave behind for her?
So again, Neha, you know, I'm not a hardcore feminist. I have a lot of respect for women. I'm a woman myself. But it's a question which is very close to my heart, and thank you for asking. I really wanted to say a few things about it. So, you know, I respect a lot of women, but at the same time, that respect cannot be at the cost of putting the other gender down. You know, it's never about men versus women. It's always about people versus prejudice. You know, that's how we need to look at it. So if there's an idea that it gets an equal opportunity, whether it's from a man or any other gender for that matter, if it gets an equal opportunity to thrive and explore and survive, I think we're already there. So even when I got this award that I was talking about, you know, in the month of March, so that's where when I was speaking, and it was a very impromptu thing because I did not know it was for this. But that's what I said, you know, in my journey, there have been a lot of women who have supported me kindly, but there also have been a lot of men. And they're still there, you know, very subtly, very silently, without showing any kind of a thing that, you know, I'm behind you, but they've always been in my journey. So we as women need to respect them also. You know, I understand we are running the world and fine and all that, but without a support of a man, I don't think it's possible. So I think feminism for me is about growing all together instead of putting the other person down. I think we have a lot of rules in the country. But if you actually think about the government rules that come up, the kind of genre the rules are for, most poor girls are not even able to access it. The educated lot is kind of tweaking and twisting and misusing it to a great extent. Not everyone, but it's happening. That's a very sad day for feminism to talk about. So I think we need to have a very open mindset about
I
it.
resonate with you, I think, and that's why I asked that how will it go about with your daughter? and what are the thoughts that you can have that, or things that you share with your daughter about that, how you're raising her as an individual? That was my question
So for my daughter, I
regarding.
think she's a very strong-headed person. I think some Taurine genes must have flown through. She's very strong-headed. She knows her way through. And I think today's system, there's so much of exposure and so much of intelligence and education around. But she's quite far-set. So I'm very thankful to the universe for that. At the same time, I want to tell her that eventually, you will taste success only when your goals align with your passion.
Absolutely.
Your career aligns with your passion. I mean, a lot of people, what they're doing, what they're engaged in is massively different from what they really like doing. They are not able to follow their inner calling for whatever reasons, society, passion, money, whatever it is. But for my daughter, I want to tell her to be compassionate, carve a niche on your own, choose your endeavor, but then rock it,
Yeah.
Dream till the sky. Just don't think about it. Be audacious enough at any point.
True.
So what you dream is what you're supposed to get.
Very nice.
But not only dreaming helps, you won't get only what you wish for, but you have to work for it, to excel out.
Yeah.
So this is what I want to tell you.
That's a hardworking mommy saying that.
मेहनत से नहीं होता हमेशा ऐसे ही होता है हम कामयाबी के पीछे भागते हैं पर कामयाबी हमेशा मेहनत के पीछे भागती है so you have to find yourself
Yeah.
what you want.
True that. True that.
This is what I felt
So you see this because she can. What does this mean to you?
It's a big women, I think. We are born with a lot of tenacity. Sometimes the atmosphere we are in, the society we are in, it's instilled in us that आप ये नहीं कर सकते आप, you're supposed to be a certain way, ये करना है, शादी, बच्चे, whatever happens. But I think we have a lot of tenacity and a lot of resilience along,
Yes.
which goes hand in hand with us. And I think once you put our brain onto something, we would do it. But the moment, the most important moment in a woman's life, when we talk about because she can, is the moment when she realizes that whatever she needs to be successful, content, happy, in her own eyes, is to realize that everything that you need is within you.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the society might tell you, it's within you. You recognize that power and you work on it.
Mm-hmm.
अब जो भी करो ना शिद्दत से करो is what I think. और शिद्दत भी नहीं बेइंतहा शिद्दत से करो.
So what do you do in your free time? What is the thing that you like to do?
A lot of things I like to do, but there's something which is me time if we talk about. So when I'm not in my zone, or sometimes when I just want to have time for my own self or to process my own thoughts, so I walk in the evening. उस walk से कोई weight lose नहीं होता. I'm walking at 15 kilometers per hour. धीरे I do that. But I listen to a lot of ghazals. I love music. And I listen to a lot of shairi in Urdu, in Hindi, different languages. Most of it I don't even understand, so I go back to Google and I do it. But there's something I'm passionate about, so I do it. But shairi ke naam pe ek cheez na ho.
Yes, please.
So you're talking about, success and what I tell my daughter to do things, the legacy that I leave behind. So I think, it is like कि खैरात में अगर मिलती कामयाबी, खैरात में as in without asking, खैरात में अगर मिलती कामयाबी, तो हर शख्स कामयाब होता. फिर ना किसी हुनर की कोई कदर होती और ना ही कुछ लाजवाब होता. So that's why it's important for us to find our own niche.
Very,
and then
very
do
well
about
said.
it. So, yeah, that's it.
Highlight. This is the shairi from her.